it for the year, and then give us a fair rate. I had some friends look at our legal, emailed a bunch of lawyers who I used to work with in the United States and had them just look at the terms. And, they sent long emails, this is not fair, this is fair, and it was really helpful. So a lot of free and just come in assistance.
Based on what you had mentioned earlier, for myself, when we first raised our pre-seed round, I had to do it by myself, and the thing is that because it wasn't a difficult round, right? You're relying on friends and stuff like that to support what you're trying to do. But once it gets to a stage where you are dealing with a very sophisticated investor, the thing you have to do is obviously try to fall back on the friendship and the network you have. There are a few friends I have who have been in this startup world already. This is an investor. So you've already built a network of people that you can go back on. I'm not talking about service companies where you're going to be paid a lot, but these are guys who can defer their payments or pay something they're expecting from you. So I will always advise you go that route if you have experts within your network that are already in that field. Let them look over the things you are. These are things like you mentioned, especially a marriage. You cannot sometimes even break it. It's something you have to stick with it throughout, whether it's an exit or whatever you're trying to do. So again, rely on your network, calling them, will always help. There are people out there who are always looking for this sort of opportunities to, of course, expand their services as well. Every single negotiation I've done has always been on the back end, in the sense that if I'm not able to raise certain amount of money or this level of money, the percentage and stuff like that also decreases. So those are people that, of course, will introduce you to other networks as well. So one of the attorneys we are using currently is working with battery ventures in East Africa. We're running a huge fund over there, but this is a guy we are trying to use him and not pick that up, right? Because he's coming through one introduction with another startup. So seek out the experts out there and then let them give the best advice you can in terms of meeting investors, because it's going to count. You're going to ask you the questions.
Did you walk away from deals that were almost finalized because you thought the $10 back?
Yes, I have. Almost $1 million. And that was actually not with Homechow. That was my second startup. $40 million for actually a business we actually not launched at all. I think I was a bit cocky. Ego was part of it. And in hindsight, there were ways we could have actually negotiated those terms. It was a long, drawn-out investor for almost about 4 months back and forth in Singapore, back in LA. Finally decided to come to LA to strike the deal. 4 days in, I walked away and didn't sign the deal. So I walked away from $1 million in terms of giving out 40% of the company. We haven't been able to launch the company yet. So let's wait in the future, we don't know.
Wait, but you walked away from $1 million.
Yeah. Believe it or not, because it wasn't only myself. We had a co-founder as well who was still pissed on me. But I think the way we looked at it from that standpoint is that we were giving too much away initially. It would have changed the direction of what we were trying to do. But like I said, it was a huge mistake. Very naive about some of the things at that time. And I think we could have done a better job in negotiating even a lesser round with a lesser mistake and then on top of that. But yes, I've done that. I've done worse than that.
How many of you need $1 million? You need $1 million. You walked away from $1 million. Interesting.
I like the analogy to dating because it is a relationship. And I think sometimes if you've been on a date, a bad date with someone who kind of is showing you red flags, it's similar with investors. I don't think I've ever gotten to the point where I've seen like a contract and walk away from a contract, but there have been investors who we've passed term sheets and we've started to have some conversations in diligence, and there's just something about this person, like I don't actually know why they're investing, why they're interested, and I just don't feel comfortable with them. And you kind of back away politely, again, it is like a relationship, and I think the ecosystem is small, so fortunately we've never had cross words with any investor, including those who decided not to invest and those who didn't want to invest. But there is definitely a need to kind of pay attention to those red flags during the diligence conversations.
Okay, I've not walked away from an investor. I try to negotiate terms when it comes to a common ground. But then again, I've only reached seed round, and in a seed round we were very flexible on valuation. So, but deals that I've not basically continued with are deals where some deals you know you're selling your soul to the devil. Basically, when you're taking money from an investor, you shouldn't think it's free money. It comes with a lot of control and a lot of pressure. Some investors are looking at 8x returns in 3 years, and you need to know all these things. What this investor is kind of looking for, and it's my business the kind of business that can give. If I'm into commercial farming, and if I want to grow at a certain rate, it means that I'm going to spend myself very thin. So you really need to know who you are taking money from, and really not the terms, but just their expectations as well. And so for me, I've stopped certain negotiations because of expectations certain investors have. And like you said, you know your business the best. You know rate of growth for your business, and you can tell by the way we are all like having on cup of coffee or having slept in the future, because once you take money, it's a huge responsibility. So that kind of expectation is what will make me walk away from certain deals.
Desmond, you mentioned 8x. What's that?
So it's a multiple investors look for, and it could be on your EBITDA, it could be on your revenue growth rates, depending on what the investor classifies as the key indicator of your growth. So yeah.
So you're saying if I give you $200,000 and I say I want 8x return in 3 years,
Yeah.
I want 200,000 times 8 return.
Yeah, you want 1.6 million, and for me to farm to give you back that 1.6 million. I'm not going to sleep. So, some such things, you really need to know what's the safe rate. And sometimes it's not because you really can't deliver 8x, but sometimes you are just not ready yet. You may not have the necessary infrastructure in your business, and going too fast can tear your car apart, basically. So, you really need to know where the business is at. At some point, you may be able to deliver at that expectation, but if you are not there yet, you should really be honest about it. And it's not about turning down the investor. I don't turn down investors. I try to still keep in touch with all investors, because probably when you are ready, when you build the operational competence and capacity, you could always go back to them and take that money that you rejected. And I believe most candid investors will be very happy to give you money if you should do that. So, yeah.
So, how do you communicate that to the investor that I'm not interested anymore? I don't think this is fair, without destroying the relationship. How do you communicate that to the investor?
I think you don't say you don't think this is fair, obviously, but then you have to have like genuine reasons why you believe it's not a good deal for you, and you need to be blunt about those reasons. So being very brutally honest. It's something that I find that investors accord you respect when you do that. When you can say no for honest reasons, and not making up a no. Okay, some people say no because maybe they don't like the investor's haircut, and so not making it about those kind of things and trying to hide it. But just saying no for very honest reasons, telling them that you think this is where your business is at, and for X, Y, Z reasons, you may not be able to accept this money. And it's always because, also as an entrepreneur, investors always tell you what they think. And it's only fair that you also tell them what you think. There are investors that have shattered my feelings, messed me up. So, yeah, once in a while it's good to give back.
So as you complete, have you ever burned bridges?
No, I mean, it's raising money is a stressful experience. So even with like investors, they see you with like a full range of emotion. And I actually have to say that investors I like most and I'm closest to have seen like the authentic 3 a.m. like cursing and pulling out my hair version of myself, and that's cool. They know that that's what it takes. But I think that there was one person who offered, I think it was she was just testing the waters, but she offered majority control. And I said, I don't think you want to invest in a company where a founder is willing to give you majority control. Because then they're your employees, they're working for you. That was at the end of that conversation. I think that you might be able to tell very early on if the person's not going to play ball. But I also do believe in compromise. In our last round, we gave up a board seat, and it was probably the best decision I've made as a founder.
All right, so for me, again, it's quite important. The thing is this: the best time to raise money is when you don't need it. Okay, because you're gonna find yourself in a jam if you have to rush to raise it. That is when the stakes are high. That is when the times that are going to leave you are definitely going to be pulling the strings. They're going to control pretty much everything. So, just like she had mentioned earlier, when you are raising or you have an idea, start raising pretty early. You control pretty much most of that discussion because you get to have the variations of people you're going to be talking with and the terms, of course, you guys are going to set together. I have not found myself yet. I know I'm going to get there for sure, probably soon, whereby I'm forced to take some deals which I do not want to take. And have I been bridges? Many of it. And it's because at the end of the day, the people that have invested earlier on, it's my responsibility to protect them and their investment in the company. So you're talking about the dilutions and every single thing. Of course, I mean, it's a good thing when, of course, money is coming into the company and there are no down rounds. But at the end of the day, the amount you're going to be raising, make sure you're raising 2-3 times of what you think you need so that you don't find yourself going back again in a very short period of time because it's going to be quite expensive and you have no option but to upset some of those terms which you do not want to because you want to keep the company afloat. So it's quite important where you are raising it from, who you are raising that around with. And I agree with her in this sense. I mean, don't get into a relationship with someone you know you're going to fight with. The thing is that the investor first off, not only money you're looking for from that person, you're looking for contacts, you're looking for someone who's going to be opening doors. So it's something which the person has to give you 2 or 3 people deep that are going to invest in your startup. So the same way they're asking you or 12x or whatever it is, I've not quite gone to that stage yet where someone is demanding I need 4 times or 5 times that round, because almost all the time you're raising 2-3 times of what you're going to be needing a 1 year, 2 year runway, kind of like that before you get to that second stage. So,
do you have a rule of thumb for walking away from investors? Because you don't close deals on the first conversation or the second conversation or the third conversation. It could be the 7th or 8th. Do you have a rule of thumb? When do you walk away?
To be quite honest with you, I don't think I have one single thing which I look out for. Obviously, if you are wasting my time and I figure that you're wasting my time, then of course I'm going to end that conversation pretty quick. I've worked with other investors where I've spent almost about 4, 5, 6 months before they even come through. But also, you know very well they are not only giving you that one-dimensional because it's money. It's someone I can call upon, whether it's an advice or something like that. So you still keep that line of communication going, and then of course the milestones and things you're achieving. These are things you're going to be sharing with those people, and then of course eventually bring them around. I think again, you mentioned earlier when you asked earlier, have I raised money in Ghana, or I haven't, because you see some of these people are full of crap, right? I mean, they have a lot of things they're going to say, and all the things you are going to be meeting, of course, you're going to be showing it to them as well. They've seen it themselves even, but then that time comes and you keep calling on them, they're not going to show up. So I'm going to, I mean, if I run into you, you're going to get a drink, but that's about it. Yeah. So
How do you know you're wasting your time? What are the signs?
Well, some of the signs are things, of course, things they are currently, they're obviously pushing because maybe they know the market more than you do, right? They are not considering that you are not the only person in that company. You have a team of people that are literally walking the grounds, people that are doing the research, and they know where the trajectory of these things are going. But because they have the money, or because they've already built businesses in that economy or that industry, they fail. That is the way to go about it. You have to be conventional in some of these ways. And then, of course, I mean, that doesn't mean, again, if I'm saying you're wasting your time, I'm not saying you should stop talking to them. I mean, these are people you still send them messages and stuff when things are happening in terms of milestones, but do not put your trust or kind of like all your focus on them to say, okay, well, they're going to come through. I've been there, I mean, and earlier on in Homechows, I know we spent almost 4 months or 5 months on someone here, which didn't pan out, but that doesn't mean we still have chats and stuff like that.
So I know someone in the States who had a startup, and he approached a VC called Sequoia, which is probably one of the most prominent VCs in the world. And he got a meeting with Sequoia. He went to their offices and he sat down with them for an hour. At the end of the hour, he said, "No, we're not going to invest in you." He said that 1 hour was with Sequoia was worth all of the other investment he successfully raised from other investors. And I think that I too have had the honor of being rejected by really great investors on the continent, and I think that's definitely a valuable experience. I don't think those people are wasting your time. So if you have the opportunity to look at, you go to Crunchbase and you look at the investors in Andela or in Twiga or in some of the startups that you might admire, just look at that list of investors. Talk to those investors. Beg them to tell you no and to tell you why, because that's the most valuable lesson you're going to learn. It's not really a deal breaker. The thing that I don't like are the points at which I'll start to sort of back away from a relationship is when I think that an investor doesn't know what he wants. So the reason he's stringing me along is that he doesn't really have a thesis. He's trying to get comfortable with, am I good with Jetstream? Am I not good with Jetstream? Am I early stage? Am I not early stage? Am I cash flow? Am I opportunity? Like, he doesn't really know where he is. That's a waste of time, because as he sort of resolves his own, internal ambivalence, I'm taking away time from my business, my operations, and other people I can be talk to. If you talk to those people who are on Crunchbase list of investors in those admire startups, they will tell you no quickly, and they will tell you no why, because they know precisely what they're doing and why they're in the business. And even if you can't raise from them, I would say reach out to them with your best work and have them react to it so that you can get better at finding the investors that are the right fit for you.
Okay, yeah. So that's so true to what she said. I've not walked away from an investor. I don't have like a telling to say, okay, let me walk away from this deal. But the analogy I want to paint is, imagine yourself selling tomatoes, and these investors are your customers. Now, there are some investors who will be the clowns coming to your table. Even though they are clowns at your table, they attract everyone to come to your table to see what you are selling. And so, my rule of thumb is to keep entertaining those who I think are not serious and close the deals of those who are serious. And what I've learned from that is, like, some investors come at you with multiple irrelevant questions, but then it makes you think, and the next serious investor that comes, you already have all the answers to any question. You can anticipate any question that an investor would ask you. And so that's my rule of thumb.
Entertain the clouds. Okay. How did you handle rejection? How did you manage your emotions on dark days? Because this journey is very, very difficult and long.
I think rejection was very hard in the very early stages. Because in the very early stages, that's when you are looking to validate a lot of things. And so most investors are very careless to basically punch holes in entrepreneurs' business ideas. The best investors for early stage startups are investors that will help you figure things out. They know you don't know everything, but then they'll help you figure it out. But after a period of time, it becomes very normal. Sometimes I find myself, I see myself as this, okay, no, okay, next. You know, like once you say no, then it even gives me that satisfaction to even move on and keep fishing somewhere else. So in the very early stages, it was very hurting, but I think after some point you move past that, and sometimes some people's no becomes even a relief to you at some point. It doesn't hurt so bad. So just keep taking the no's, and you would you'll be able to.
Were there days that you just locked yourself indoors, didn't want to speak to anyone, didn't want to pick up a phone, reply emails?
Yeah, so like for me now, like there's been several days that sometimes I even know when the no is coming. Sometimes after speaking to an investor and he has to get back to you and you can tell he's delayed, can we have a meetup for feedback? Feedback for what? Like it's just so sometimes you basically know it's coming, and I think now I've just grown past that. But before it could get to the point that if you are not having a strong fortitude, it can take you off your horse. So yeah, but I think as entrepreneurs, that's what we subject ourselves to. I would say to that is also what I hate is pitches. Because you don't see pitches. Who has seen someone get a check from a pitch event, especially in Ghana? To get investments, it's not about standing on stage to deliver a pitch. It's more about, because that's where people tell you what they think, and sometimes that they may be serious investors in the, because of other people's comments, it may ruin your pitch. So the best time to meet an investor is try to get a one-on-one meeting.